Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everybody is doing great and keeping safe. Today we're going to talk about a topic which I've received a lot of questions about. It's regarding students and how expensive is it when you come to Canada as a student, and is it even possible to cover your expenses and pay your fees on your own? So today's video we're going to discuss how expensive is it when you come to Canada as a student. Can you cover those expenses by working full time? Are you even allowed to work? What type of jobs can you do, and what type of scholarships are available for you? Stay tuned then. All right, so let's speak about expenses first. When you come to Canada, there obviously you have options that you want to go to a college or a university. The normal semester fees for a college is going to be around $8,000 to $9,000. Some of them are cheaper, which are around $7,000. But if you go to a university, it's going to cost you around $12,000 to $15,000 per semester to go to a university. So for this example, we're going to take somebody who's actually coming here to study in a postgraduate 2-year program. So let's do the calculations. Okay, so as I said that we're going to take an example of somebody who's studying in a college, $8,000 semester fees. Number of semester 4 years, since the person is in a 2-year program. So the total is going to be $32,000 in tuition fees. Cost of living is going to include your rental, your transportation, your food. It could be anything between $1,000 to $2,000 depending upon your lifestyle. But since you're a student, I prefer you try to get it as close to $1,000 as physically possible. If you're on a 2-year program, you're going to be here for 24 months. So the total expense is going to be $24,000 for your cost of living, with the fees per semester and the total expenses for 2 years is going to be $56,000. These are 24 months. We divided by 24, so $2,333 is going to be your minimum monthly expense when you're living in Canada. So now let's check about if you're able to make that money yourself. You're going to be allowed to work about 20 hours per week, which is going to be about 80 hours every month. This is legally allowed according to the Canadian immigration system. So if you divide that $2,333 by 80 hours, you needed to make at least $29.17 per hour to cover your expenses. Alright, so now that we figured that you need to make at least $29.17 per hour, is it even possible for a student to make that kind of money? The big answer is no, but there is a possibility that you can go closer to that. And how? I'm going to show you that. Plus, the other thing is that when your college is in winter vacation or summer vacation, you can work full time, which could be 40 hours a week. So keep that in mind, because you're not always going to work only 20 hours a week. In the summer or winter vacation, you can work more and you can save more money towards your expenses. So I'll show you 3 jobs which are well-paying jobs, and they're going to definitely help you in covering these expenses. The first job we're going to speak about, it's from a company called Gatestone. They're looking for a bilingual customer service representative. If you speak English and French, it's going to obviously benefit you, because call center people actually love bilingual candidates. So if you are working for this company, you can make at least $22 to $24 an hour, and obviously the more you work, the more you can save for your goals. The second job we're going to speak about is from a company called Elros. They're looking for kitchen assistants, but look at the amount they're paying to the person. So they're willing to pay $22 to $30 an hour. So if you are somebody who is in the profession of cooking, who loves to work in a kitchen, this could work really, really well for you. The third one I'm going to speak about is for a company called Rogers. They also is a call center. We're looking for a technical support representative or a field technical representatives. And my brother worked at that place, and I comfortably can say that they can pay anything around $20 to $22 an hour to students working part-time. So these are 3 good examples of jobs which you can do if you wanted to cover your expenses. Now we're going to speak about all the different types of jobs which are available to you when you are a student in Canada. Alright, so the first type of jobs which you can do when you are a student in Canada is to work on campus. So every campus has many different types of jobs. You can work in the cafeterias, you can work in the libraries, you can work in many different departments which offer jobs to students. The trick with that kind of a job is it's not going to last for a very long time. Every semester new students come in, obviously they need to fill in the jobs. So if you are actually joining a college, right after your orientation, you should go look for the people looking for student jobs and apply there, because those jobs are not going to stay for over a week or so. The second example is working in call centers. As I said before, people from South Asian countries, they speak better English than some other countries in the world. So when you come to a country like Canada, you can easily find a call center job which is obviously going to pay you a good deal of money. It's going to be better than working elsewhere, because obviously you're sitting on a chair and then you're working over the phone. When I was a student, I worked with a company which used to sell water heaters. So I worked in the field for some time, selling water heaters door to door. But then I started working in the office and obviously grew through the ranks and I stayed in the industry. Then the third type of jobs you can do is to obviously work on food chains or coffee chains like Tim Hortons, McDonald's, A&W, Burger King, because the jobs which are available in those kind of places are high revolving jobs, which means that people, when they are working in that place, they're usually students and they don't stay on those jobs for a long time. They are just intermediate jobs. So there are always going to be vacancies in places like that. I know tons and tons of students who work in Tim Hortons or McDonald's or different food chains like that. Even some of my classmates used to work in Tim Hortons as well. So those jobs, I want to say that those are not easy jobs by any means, because you're going to be standing throughout your shift and you're going to do repetitive work. So hats off to people who can pull that off while studying, while doing their job, while making their own food and arranging everything on their own. It's not an easy task, but obviously there are a lot of people who are doing it. So it's not something which you cannot do. So if you are willing to do that hard work, Canada is going to be a good country for you. The next possible job is going to be something in food deliveries. If you look around, there are companies like Uber, DoorDash, and many other different companies which I don't really know the names of. They hire students to do food deliveries, and you don't really need a car for that. You can actually buy a bicycle which could cost you around $100-$200, and then you can choose an area which is like highly densely populated, so you don't have to cycle too much. You can even put your bicycles in the front of the TTC buses, because they make that provision available for you. So if you don't have to drive, or you don't have to bicycle all over the place, you can put your bicycle in front of the bus and you can go wherever you want and take it out and start doing your deliveries. The last I want to talk about is student teacher assistants. So if you're working in a college or a university where the teachers over there are looking for people to help them in their projects, you can actually apply for those ones. Sometimes they pay good, sometimes they don't, but the biggest thing you're going to gain from those jobs is going to be experience and networking. The more people you know, the more teachers you know, it's going to be better for you once you graduate, because many times the teachers know people in the industry, and if there is a job available, they're going to recommend you for those jobs. So keep those things in mind, that if there is a job available on campus, there is a job available for being a teacher's assistant, apply for those jobs. The more you look, the more you apply, the better your chances are for getting a job. Nobody's going to come to your home with an offer letter giving you a job. So you have to do your due diligence. You have to go sometimes door to door looking for jobs. You will eventually find one. It's going to be difficult at times. For some people, they're going to know people living in the country, so we can recommend. For some people who don't know anybody, so they need to do a little bit of an extra effort in finding the jobs, right? So that's all about the types of jobs you can do. Now we're going to talk about the types of scholarships available in Canada. All right, so the last thing we're going to speak about today is scholarships. As I said before, a lot of people come here, they either go to a college for a post-graduation program, or they go to a university for master's or a PhD. Majority of the scholarships, I would say 99% of the scholarships which are available, they are available for people going to the universities for masters or PhD. I've been trying to find scholarships for post-graduation programs in the colleges, but I was not able to find any actually. So the reason is that the scholarships are given for people who are going to spend their time in doing research. So that's why if you go for master's or PhD, there are lots and lots of scholarships available. Pretty much every university which offers master's and PhD would give you some kind of a scholarship. So if you apply for it and if you're eligible, definitely. So just when I was looking for it, the first one I found was Bernier Canada Graduate Program for PhD. I believe they can cover up to 80% of your tuition fees for PhD. Then University of Waterloo, then University of Manitoba. In Ontario, there's Ontario Graduate Scholarships for Masters and PhD, and for PhD, there's another one in Ontario, which is Ontario Trillium Scholarships. So if you want to do your research on your own, I'm going to leave the two links down below where I found this information, and one of them is actually the Canadian official website for scholarships. You can go check yourself. If you're coming to Canada for doing masters and PhD, I recommend you do check that before, because that probably is going to end up saving you a lot of money. The other option is that if you want to do an alternate route, you want to come here in another immigration stream before get your permanent residency and then go to school, then there's an option to cover your studies under OSAP, which is Ontario Student Assistance Program, in which the Ontario government is going to give you a loan to go do the studies, plus they're going to give you some grants while you're in the school. So they're going to cover your tuition fees, they're going to cover some part of your living expenses as well, which you need to return. Only the living expenses once your study is complete, and I believe after 6 months or so you can pay that money back in installments. So if you are a permanent resident or citizen in Canada, do check up OSAP as well. I'm going to leave that link down below as well. So that's it for today, my friends. If you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share it with people, because these are the generic questions which a lot of people who want to come to Canada, they have, and I try to answer as many as I possibly can. But if you still have more questions, write me a note in the comment section down below. I'm going to try to answer that question for you. And if you want to come to Canada as a student, worker, permanent resident, spousal sponsorship, you can also reach out to me. I'll be trying to help you the best possible way I can. Thank you very much. And